get the likes of Glenn Close, Amy Adams, and Ron Howard all together on a creative project, I mean, you gotta be excited. Plus, it's heading over to Netflix. So let's talk about it. What's going on, buddy? Welcome back to a brand new movie review. Today I'm going to be discussing Hillbilly Elegy, which stars the likes of Amy Adams, Glenn Close, Gabriel Basso, Haley Bennett, and is directed by Ron Howard, and as well as written by Vanessa Taylor. The film is a modern exploration of the American dream after a Yale Law student must return to his Ohio hometown after a family emergency. Like I said in the beginning of this intro, I was excited about this. You know, Ron Howard is a great director. I haven't necessarily loved a lot of the recent things that he's done. I've liked him, but I haven't loved him. And when it comes to performances, I mean, you got Amy Adams and Glenn Close, who shockingly enough has not won an Oscar yet, and they're two of the best actresses working today. The movie based off a true story and as well adapted from a novel, which I actually really want to pick up now and really see the different lights and see what they had changed a bit. But Hillbilly Elegy is a very good film, and one that I necessarily don't think it will maybe be nominated for Best Picture, but I think there are some Academy prospects in here to really look at, especially when it comes to the performances. Of course, if you guys love talking movies, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I love talking movies, and I'm sure if you're here, you also love movies. So let's have a conversation down below in the comment section. Comment down below, let me know your guys' thoughts. Are you guys excited for this one? Are you not? Let's discuss it. As well, guys, hit that like and subscribe button so you get tons of geeky and movie content over here on a daily basis. And the place to start is the performances. I mean, that is kind of the reason many of us are going to come to this film, and unrecognizably, Amy Adams and Glenn Close are in this. And like I said, unrecognizably, you do not even notice them. Glenn Close and Amy Adams here are absolutely phenomenal, and both of them should be nominated. If any award is going to go to this film, it should be these two's performances, because Glenn Close, you know, I truly still think she should have won for The Wife. I think she was incredible that year. She was fantastic. I may have spoken too soon. This might be her best performance, at least pretty far up there. She transforms into this lady, and again, you don't see her. Maybe that's a lot of the makeup and the prosthetics, but at the same time, she digs deep. And even though you can see like a little bit of Glenn Close in there, it's her performance that totally takes her over that hill where you're like, this is, like, who is this? Amy Adams is the same way. I mean, like I've said it, she is probably the best working actress today who does not have an Oscar yet. And it is absolutely insane to me. Will she win for this? I don't know. It depends where they run her at. There's already a stacked year for Best Actress, so it really depends where they're going to run her at. She's great in here, though, and her performance is very hard to watch. I don't want to get into spoilers of necessarily what happens with her character and everyone else's, but definitely this is a performance that you're going to be sitting there, you're going to be kind of gripping your hands, you're definitely going to be having some sweaty palms after this, because her performance, the easiest way to say it, it's tough to watch, but it's phenomenal as well. Also giving a shout out to Gabriel Basso, who I think also did a really good job. He is the main leading actor in here, who plays JD Vance, the kid returning back from college and having to really embrace his family history, because he's kind of hidden it from everyone else in his newfound life at Yale. He doesn't want people to know about his past and who he is and the family he comes from. And, you know, I've never felt that personally, but I do have friends who have felt that personally, who do not want to share their family and in general their family history, because you might feel embarrassed about where you come from. That's what this film I feel like did a great job of showing, was this part of a culture, a city, and the differences over time comes to generations in a family. That is the thing that I think Ron Howard really exceptionally shows here. And as a writer, Vanessa Taylor is able to capture that in the script as well. It really felt important within every scene and every structure of this film that this was really what they were going for, was that you can't truly run away from your family history, that you must embrace it and make it be a part of you, but also it's okay to change who you are, and in general, change what you think your philosophies are. I've learned anything in my life, my mom taught me that anything you teach in a family is what you're going to teach your kids. And, you know, you do see that in here, but JD really goes and segues into his own way, and that you can find your own route. Whatever your parents show you, that doesn't capture you and stick you down. You can have your own opinions and, you know, your own personality and your own aspirations, and we see that in here. And I was really taken back by that side of this film. There are certain scenes in here that, again, add to all these values. Certain dinner scenes, certain flashback scenes that deal with Amy Adams, and of course, Gabriel Basso as a younger kid. Like, oh my god, very intense. And one bathroom scene in particular towards the end of the film is just heavily heavily, again, on the edge of your seat. And, you know, again, sweaty palms, gripping your palms, because that's what you're going to be doing in that scene. In the final moments of this film, you understand the whole message of this all around is that sometimes enough is enough, and you can only control what you can control. You know, you might grow up in a certain family. You can't control where you're born at, but you can control how you take that aspiration and, again, take your life forward. Made for a really touching film that, again, I was excited for because of the performances, but I got a lot more out of than I expected. And as well, the score in here, hot damn, Hans Zimmer and David Fleming absolutely killed this film with the score in here. Again, it elevated each and every scene that it needed to be, and I think Ron Howard definitely made such a touching film that, again, won't be for everyone, because I do got some cons. Those cons really come down to, again, some of the story structure. While I appreciated most of it, there were some moments that maybe felt a little bit too repetitive, and I feel like you probably could have cut 10 to 15 minutes out of this film, and it would have made for a little bit of a shorter runtime, and actually still would have gotten the same message across. And, you know, there are certain characters in here that if you do want to fluff up this storyline, I would have appreciated a little bit more character development in certain aspects as well. There are certain characters that really get nothing to go about, and J.D. Vance being the main character, I gotta be honest, I wanted more of, like, who his friends were. You know, his friends just come into play in here, and like, who's that? And you want to know his friends now. You just get a girlfriend character in the present, and, you know, you can tell she's good. She's adorable. You know, she's that motivational behind this, but there's not a lot behind the surface of that. I can kind of get how it's unique to be a part of this family, but again, very interesting, and I feel like they could have added just a teeny bit more detail. This is a little bit of a nitpick. This is something that I've noticed in a lot of Ron Howard films. Some are better than others. This film has some weird, awkward camera zooms at times that maybe felt like a little bit reality TV-ish, and maybe that was the way of this film and wanting to do that, but for me, it took me out of the experience at times. Hillbilly Elegy is one touching film that I won't forget. I think the performances in here are very much ingrained in my head, especially since I watched it last week before recording this. Glenn Close and Amy Adams are phenomenal in here. They are absolutely unrecognizable. Both of them should be nominated. I don't know about anything else for the film. Maybe Hans Zimmer's score, which is absolutely perfect in perfection with David Fleming, like absolutely phenomenal. And I think what Ron Howard does in here is he tells a story that is a great job, again, of showing this part of a culture in a city and the differences over generations for a family and how those aspirations, you know, you can't control where you're born, you can't control certain things, but you can control what you do. And I think that's something to really take away from this film. I overall really like this one. I think many of you guys are going to feel the same way. So with all that said, I'm going to give Hillbilly Elegy a B. I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts on Hillbilly Elegy. Did you guys like it? Did you hate it? Let's discuss it all down below, guys. Thank you guys again for clicking on this. Big thank you to my Patreon supporters as well for all the support, because without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this. Head on over to Samsung Films on how to see films early. And of course, if you guys want to get a 10% off on Into the AM, they got a ton of cool logos and all this sorts of stuff. Go check them out, guys, down below in the link down below. You get a 10% off. And as well, you may even get a free t-shirt. So go check it out, guys. Thank you guys again. And of course, until next time, stay classy.